I had some a couple of guys that worked with me and worked with the Devils, and some of my friends. Obviously, over the years, I got to know them. And Lou, Luke runs a tight ship there. Obviously,
Hell
um,
yeah.
you got any good Lou stories? We've had a few, we've had a few, but I like he seemed to really like you, because like he did that favor for, I don't want to say favor, but I guess
You
kind of a
earned it.
favor, signed you at 18, and then
Hell yeah.
after you were in St. Louis, he brought you back, and you could tell like he really liked you and the way you played the game. But do you have any good Lou stories?
Well, I mean, there's a lot, and I don't want him to like. He actually got mad. I went on Chicklets one time and told a story, and he actually, God, that sucked
He
because I
was
never
mad.
like even I don't even work for him, and I'm doing all right, and he knows. But like, I always, he's always still on my mind. Like he
Yeah.
truly is. And if I wouldn't have got drafted by the Devils, now they had Marcel Pronovo in Windsor, right? Marcel Pronovo, legend, and he was a Devil scout in Windsor. So he was right there. So he watched every one of my games in Windsor. And you know how it is, Riley. We're just putting on a show. And he's like, probably telling Lou, hey, you got this kid. You'll love him. He was nice to everybody. But he's a little crazy. Just control him, and he's going to be okay. And that was like my conduit to Lou to start off. So Lou did do me favors, man. Signed me right away. It worked. Like I was ready to go. I was ready to fight guys at 20 years old and lead the league and do all that. I probably would have got called up that year as a young
Right.
kid. The first year during that lockout. But, I did. I was wild, man. Like he knew a lot of things, but he did and he didn't. Like he would torture me at times. I don't want to use that word because I know it always gets back to he was good with me and I needed it so bad. If the Blues at the time would have drafted me and I would have went right there, I would have been a fucking disaster. But going to that organization, being wild, confident, wild, whatever, just full of piss and vinegar. Like I was able to be so. I never wanted to let him down. My mom and dad loved him so much. Like
Right.
they knew that I needed that, and this, I'm just a fourth round, whatever. But in my little bubble, like that was such a big deal to be under his realm. Like it truly was.
Right.
And he'd keep an eye on me. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd mess up here and there. And he'd call me in the office in front of all the guys when I'm young. And they'd be like, oh, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
He's like, I know what you did last night. And I'm like, oh, wait, what is it? Like, what did I do? 'Cause I was hanging out with older guys too, and he'd do this kind of stuff with me. And I'd go out there and I'd always be on time. I was always the first one there. I wanted him to see me in the locker room. I don't give a shit if I slept that night. And I had to go change clothes and look like I didn't have my fucking suit on. And come in that locker room, and I'll be the first one there. Take my stick. Hey, how are you? Coffee. Like, oh, yeah. Hey, screw that. All you young kids out there or you dads out there, you tell your kid, find a way to get him disciplined to be the first guy there. Everybody sees it. You get shit done. You can get in a hot tub before everybody. You get your training stuff, Riley, before anybody else gets there, before the big dick gets there, and he's on the table for 35 minutes. You get there first. They'll work on you. I'm telling you, being disciplined like that got me through a lot of shit. But he was always watching. And I love the man. He called. My mom died in December, and he called me and talked. It's all good. He called me and talked to me, and always does that stuff. He brought me back. He just was good, man. Like he was good. He truly was.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, he's loyal to you.
So many people say that, guys that played for him. It's just I find it funny. Some of his rules, I should say, and you're like, what the fuck does that matter if that is this way? But then you look at his track record and he's won and he wins and he's been very successful and a lot of respect for the man. I just always chuckle at some of the stories because I remember what kid that worked for me went there. We had won the Calder Cup. This is way back 96, 97, 98, sorry. And then the next year, my buddy Lou went to work there. And he's filling water bottles up, and the Phantoms are playing Albany in Continental Airlines. And then later that night, the Flyers are playing the Devils. But anyway, he's filling water bottles up, and I'm like, I haven't seen Lou in a couple months. And I'm like, hey, buddy. And he's like, I'll talk to you in a minute. Not even looking at me, filling the water bottles up. And I'm like, what? And he goes, just give me a minute. And he wouldn't even look at me. I went, are you okay? And he goes, Lou's over there. he's watching me. I'm like,
I know.
well, you can't say hi to me. Like,
Yeah, right.
Nope. You're working.
They wouldn't say his name. They would always go like, they would go, yes, because
I
they're
know.
like, it's like Mr. Deeds' butler. Hey, you're underestimating my sneakiness.
Yeah, right.
You know, like they turn around and he'd be there. You know,
I told you, I feel his presence now. He's listening to us right now. Like
Yeah,
he truly is. And if I'm him, I think I would be that way. And so not that full extent, but I want to know what's going on. If I'm running the show, I want to know what's going on with everybody. I want everybody on the same page. I don't want this guy to be too high. I want everything balanced out a little bit. You're on my time now. I'm in control. This is what I want. I like that. Now, if you're an older guy making $10 million, like Covey or whatever, like he's probably like, fuck. Covey was awesome, by the Kovalchuk.
Yeah, right.
Loved him.
Sure.
Such a good dude. Oh God. But again, I love Jersey, man. The people in Jersey are hardcore. Again, I always had buddies. Like I always found, I'm such a social butterfly, man. Even if I play for, I met people everywhere. And Kate and I go up to Jersey, like we know people. Like I love that. But you don't want to be that. You don't be like, I'm hanging out with my buddies, and then the guys are doing their thing. Like there's a balance to everything when it comes to that too. But Lou was fun, man. Like Lou was good to deal with, and it worked for me. I should say he's fun, but he's good to deal with. The boys were fun, is what I meant to say, and Jersey was fun. And I love going out there and hanging with the guys, man. I truly do. They were fun.